Hi, everyone. This is Sebastian Traeger, Managing Director at Reliability Center, and welcome back to another episode of Reliability 4.0. As always, we're on a mission to help make the world a more reliable place. And today we are thrilled to be joined by Edwin Gutierrez. He's the Corporate Reliability Engineer at Ash Grove Cement. We're thrilled to have you. Edwin, thank you for joining us today.
No, thank you to you. So thanks for this invitation.
So tell us a little bit about Ash Grove Cement and your role in the company.
Well, Ash Grove is an American company. It's a cement corporation that belongs to a European corporation, CRH. They have 12 plants, one in Canada and 11 in the U.S. My role as a corporate reliability engineer, helping them to reduce equipment failure rate, reduce maintenance cost, reduce unplanned downtime, and also trying to implement a good reliability engineering program for them. So that's basically look like a short statement, but a lot of work.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot. I mean, overseeing that for 11 plants, and you just mentioned you're about to head on a trip to one of them. How often are you out in the field at the various plants?
Yeah, well, my plan is to be traveling 50% of my time and 50% remote and living in Canada and Montreal. But that depends. Next month, I'm going to be traveling 100%, the 4 weeks. But this month, October, I have been traveling maybe 25%. So that could be vary. Depends on the situation.
Got it. I always like to ask about someone's origin story. How did you become a reliability engineer? What was it that led you there? How did that path happen?
Okay, well, I'm originally from Venezuela, and I started in 1997 to work in the oil and gas industry there as a rotating equipment engineer. I started to work with the predictive maintenance technology with the big rotating equipment. And then I started to implement some methodologies such as reliability center maintenance, root cause analysis. And after that, there was a strike in 2022. There was a political situation there, and I left the company, and I moved with some coworker. We did form a company in the reliability engineering area. That's what I started to work as a reliability engineering consultant. And after maybe 7 years, I did a master in reliability engineering, and then I continued working in that area.
Excellent. Great. So really origins in oil and gas in Venezuela, and then it's taken you to Montreal. That's a neat story. Obviously, my brother-in-law's Venezuelan. I've been there myself, and I love the country. So it's a beautiful
place. Country. So there are a lot of resources, but due to the situation, I left and, looking for a better future for my kids and myself.
Good. Yeah. Speaking of kids, again, I always like to ask folks, just tell us a little bit about what you like to do outside of work. We know there's more to you than just being a reliability engineer.
Yeah, well, my wife and myself, we are very active people, and we like to do sport. But before the pandemic, I was doing more soccer, ultimate frisbee, going to the gym. But, after the pandemic, everybody spread out. And then I continue just doing calisthenics and doing the gym and also boot camp. So that's what I like now. Trying to keep the muscle in good shape.
That's great. It's good. Well, that's neat to see that you're so active. Well, let's turn our attention. We wanted to have this conversation with you specifically because we know that you're somebody who works with us. You've been working with us now for quite a while, our company, and specifically using EasyRCA. So as you think about Ash Grove, what kind of challenges or problems were you facing that led you to reach out and start a relationship using EasyRCA?
Well, I found that the best way, to build that relationship with the people on site is teaching them, trying to share the knowledge. Because some of the people, they think that, we are going to fix a problem, that they do a troubleshooting, and they think that this is the way that they're going to fix the problem. But I tell them that's not the best way. So let's do it in this way, but I'm going to teach, That's what I did, prepare a training program, visiting the plant, being with them 2 days, also helping them to use the software and trying to understand what is the steps behind the methodology, because most of the people, they just fix the physical root, but they don't know about even the latent or systemic root. So that's the way that I found.
And so before bringing EasyRCA to the company, how were people doing root cause analysis? What would you describe the culture as?
Well, they have a team that has, the capability of doing RCA, but I did the first investigation when I started with the company. I said, guys, let me check what you are doing in terms of root cause analysis. And I was checking the quality. I was checking if people were able to complete one root cause analysis. And I found out that nobody was able to complete the root cause analysis because the software was designed for that. It was more designed for that CMMS concept. And I said, I have been working with the EasyRCA for a while in my previous job. And I said, so this tool is a web application. We can track the action. We can track all the RCA completion. And then, so they bought the tool because all the benefits, and that's what they were looking, how we can track the correction actions implementation. So that was the key. And also developing, and everybody can share their RCA in the company. So that's a very good feature from the software. So that's what they like it.
So yes, specifically then, the ease of use, the sharing capability are some of them. And it's interesting. So you all had a CMMS in place that already had some sort of an RCA module, but that didn't obviously stop you from saying, well, no, we'd rather a better RCA module. So how are you then making sure those two systems kind of talk to each other to the extent they need to?
Well, in fact, they are not talking to each other because there is no way to connect, But in somehow now we are going to connect in a common tool because we are having a dashboard that is getting information from the CMMS, is getting information from the EasyRCA, is getting information from another system. So everything is going to be centralized in that system, But now there is no direct connection, We don't need to connect those software,
That's great. So you all are using effectively a dashboard across your different tools and saying it's okay for these. We want the best system for what it does. And then we'll use a dashboard to connect them so that we get visibility into what's happening.
Yeah. And also the main intention, because we are tracking those critical failure, and we want to track all the KPIs and also the back actor with the root cause analysis, because we don't want to repeat a root cause analysis,
Right.
So because if we are repeating a root cause analysis, that means we didn't do it in the right way, So that's one of the questions that I got, and that's one of the KPI that I'm tracking too,
Good. So just kind of back to the specifics of EasyRCA, what's kind of a typical use case in your organization? Can you describe maybe a failure that you've used it on or a process that you've done?
Well, we are tracking, for us, the most important equipment are the kilns. But in some of the plants, other plants could be the finish mill, could be another, main equipment. But so we are tracking those equipment failure rate, and we are analyzing every failure based on the some triggers that we have in the corporation. Despite that some plants they have different triggers, we are trying to, standardize the triggers, for ash grow, and then we will see we are going to keep it, for every plant, or we're going to standardize for the whole organization. So that's the way that we trigger our root cause analysis and basically focus on those critical assets. But we take into consideration process, environmental and also safety as the first one. Even we have used the software for a safety incident, minor safety incident, but have been a good tool.
That's great. And it sounds like you're the one doing the training of your team. So I know that, EasyRCA provides some support, but you're also enhancing it. And it seems like you've gained a lot of confidence such that you feel very comfortable training your team on your own and using the tool.
Yeah, I'm doing that because, as I told you, I started with the root cause analysis 25 years ago. And also when I was as a consultant for the oil and gas, part of my training was root cause analysis, not with the same tool. I was using a homemade tool, and that's what I continue teaching. But also gathering all the people, in one centralized team is so difficult. But we are aiming to get the training next year.
It's good. It's good. You mentioned some of the features that you really appreciate about EasyRCA. One of them you touched on was sort of the ability to have actions or tasks and the action center. Has that been valuable, and how are you using that?
Well, that's a very good tool because if we want to solve, and all the technical issues, and we want to, reduce the failure rate, we need to implement the correction actions, And the only way that we found to track those correction actions is through the software, because we can see how many actions do we have pending from any specific RCA. Even we can track per plan or even per RCA owner, And also, as I told you, we have that in a dashboard, and also we are tracking from the dashboard. From the EasyRCA we can do it, but also the people are getting an email reminding then, hey guys, you need to implement this correction action,
And so is that taking root culturally, that you're seeing people doing those actions and following up with them, and people are not feeling threatened by that, but they're seeing that as a good thing to get those done?
I think people they like it, and we like it too, no, because that's our target, no, implement the correction action, no, and I think this is what the Ash group people or NTS group they were looking for, a tool that allow us to continue tracking the action, no, because before they didn't have that skill, and now we have it, no, and we do appreciate that feature from the software a lot.
Well, and it sounds like that's really going to drive results, right? So if
Yes.
before you were in a world where maybe you did the work but didn't track things, now all of a sudden you're able to track those to completion. It seems like it's going to have some profound effects.
Yeah, it's having because it's not just the reliability engineers. So everyone in the plant that have access to the dashboard, even from the managerial team, they can see how we are doing in terms of implementing the correction actions and implementation. No, so that's actually a little pressure, but also I'm telling the people, no guys, if you want to eradicate this problem, we need to implement the correction action. That's the only way.
Well, and we've talked about this even as a company, thinking through that dashboard. You mentioned a little bit of pressure. That's always good when there's some peer pressure. But also, we want to kind of work to highlight, almost have a leaderboard like, hey, let's celebrate those who really are on top of things. And so we're creating a positive culture of getting things done, right? Not merely an accountability culture of you must, but like hey, let's celebrate when things are done.
That's also that we do that, So when we see that the plans are performing good, so we encourage the people, we may congratulate the people, the managerial team too, no? It's not just the pressure from one side, but also we say, guys, have been doing a good job.
That's great. Now, this might be too early in the implementation, but have you been able to see measurable effects since implementing EasyRCA to either reducing downtime or cost savings or improved efficiency?
So far, we have seen a reduction of unplanned downtime.
Okay.
So we have been seeing the result in maintainability now, and we are now aiming to improve reliability, reduce the number of failure.
So, okay. So you've already been able to see that in a relatively short amount of time.
Yes. Yeah. In
almost
10 months. Yeah.
Okay. My assumption is that gives people a lot of confidence that if in 10 months from implementation you're already seeing improvements, I would imagine it gives people a sense of like, let's do this even more. Let's see even more improvements.
Yeah. No, I can tell you. So far, we have more than 140 RCAs in the system. So in 10 months, it's amazing.
That's great. That's great to hear. Well, I know that'll encourage our team to keep pressing on. And so speaking of, we obviously want the product to evolve and get better and better. I think you've even seen that in the short time you've used it. What are some of the features or improvements that your team talks about? Like, oh, we'd love it to do X, Y, and Z in the future.
Yeah, well, issue the report is one of the things that they like it, But now with the new AI tools, even with the last one, the booster, that the people they can't even develop the whole root cause analysis is an amazing, And even I'm sending kind of a bulletin to the people saying, guys, we have this new feature, but be careful. you have to use this in the best way, So if you're gonna implement, you need to follow the rules. So you're gonna set a hypothesis, you need to validate it, you need to document, Don't take it from the AI as a fact. So you are updating, the skills and the feature from the software. We like it a lot, So
well, and I think that AI feature is amazing. Just for anyone listening, it's like we've gotten it to the point where you can fill in. We're actually expanding this capability where you can describe an event and then press a button and it'll literally do the entire RCA. Now, obviously, we tell everybody, just like you are, hey, this is just a beginning point. You need to go in and actually apply your knowledge. And that's actually what I think is incredible about AI is I look at it as a tool to help experts. So we don't think it's going to replace experts, but we think it's a great way for experts to kind of get started, any kind of mental roadblock they might have, or it's just like, hey, here's a way to get the creative juices flowing and to begin to really solve the problem.
In fact, it's like that because before I was using, another bibliography, or library, to check what could be the possible cause of this specific event. But now I can use the AI. No, I don't have to go and check in the book. The book is already in the software.
That's great. Well, what advice would you give other companies or teams that might be considering EasyRCA? What advice might you give them?
Well, for me, it could be a recommendation, because if you implement the software in the right way, but you train your people, and you prepare your RCA facilitator, your RCA analyst, So you're doing it the right way, you're gonna get amazing results, no? But the tough and the most difficult part is just to train and get the good RCA facilitator, no? Because it's not just having the technical skill, it's having also the soft skill. How you're gonna manage yourself in front of the people, being a diplomatic guy, but at the same time being a tough guy in the,
Right.
respecting the methodology,
That's
So that's the
good.
most difficult. But if you can do it, you're gonna get wonderful results.
Yeah, I agree. Like having the facilitator, having the analyst, and then we look at a third leg of the stool is having that software that makes the whole process just easy to do and keeps track of everything. One thing I always like to do kind of as we wrap up is just ask folks, you have a wealth of knowledge and wisdom from your many years of experience. And I'd love you to share it can be about RCA or other, just what wisdom would you give maybe a younger or less experienced reliability engineer who's coming along? What would you share with them as just wisdom from your experiences?
Well, that's for me is knowledge, So try to invest time, learning about reliability engineering, which is I like it a lot, and because reliability engineering is not just working for maintenance, as the people think, it's for everything, no? But also root cause analysis is for everything in the company, even safety, So that's a good way you can learn from, the whole company. You can be, analyzing different problems and also how you're going to approach that critical problem, and how you're going to find a solution of that problem, Even I have young kids learning with me and coaching them to use the software, and even they are developing as a RCA facilitator, but they are in the process, So this is a very good area, They can invest time.
That's great. So you're saying as they do that, they're actually gaining a critical skill that they can use for many years. And that's interesting. You mentioned safety and quality, because obviously you're seeing EasyRCA not just apply to reliability or the maintenance component, but you're seeing it kind of also grow into other areas of the company.
Yeah, well, in safety and quality, because for cement quality is a delicate element because we can lose market, but we are using the software, as I told you, not just for a physical failure asset. No, we are using also for safety and also quality. And also I have people that they are process engineer and they are RCA facilitator, because I think that this is a good combination. The process, and if you know the RCA, you can be a very good asset for this methodology.
That's great. Well, and you're saying this tool actually can be helpful even in those areas, like it's just as effective.
Yeah, that's what I said. No, for any area in the company, any area.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, we appreciate you spending so much time with us, and we appreciate your partnership. And we only want to continue to build tools that make your life easier and that add value. So we appreciate the confidence you've had in us, and we thank you for taking the time. So for everyone listening, this has been Edwin Gutierrez. He's at Ash Grove Cement, and we appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you,
today.
Sebastian. Yep. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And so for all the listeners, again, we're here. We really want to help engineers and really anyone take steps to use technology in practical ways and also to solve problems. We think solving problems is very valuable. So if you're looking to do that through RCA, our company offers training, resources. We encourage you to check that out through reliability.com. And of course, we offer the software EasyRCA.com, which we've been talking a lot about today. So thank you for joining us. That's all we have today. And thank you for joining us on the journey to make the world a more reliable place. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Thank you.